Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, as you guys can see up on the screen. Today I want to talk a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI, and there's a lot of reasons why we are talking about this stock today. The first of those being, obviously, you can see right there, down 6.65% on the day today. This was a rough day for Sofi. Now, hey, after hours, we're up 0.4%, so maybe we're bouncing back a little bit. Maybe things are going to turn around going into tomorrow. But there are a few different reasons why Sofi was going down today. One of these reasons we'll talk about in this video, there was maybe a little bit of bad news coming out for Sofi. But one of the other main reasons is that the market in general just didn't have a great day today. You know, the Dow Jones was down 0.8%, the S&P was down 1.26%, the NASDAQ was down 2.26%, and the Russell was down 2.36%. So a lot of red all over the market. All the major indices down, and when that happens, Sofi is usually going to be down, and a lot of times they're going to kind of underperform the market just like they did today. But then, hey, when we get some of those green days, we see Sofi exploding and outperforming some of those indices. That's generally how, you know, more speculative individual stocks work, and you just hope, hey, when the market turns around, we start getting more green days and red days, hopefully Sofi will pop. But obviously not the case today, but we also did have some very, very good news coming out for Sofi that we'll be talking about as well. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We just recently hit 2,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. Of course, as always, no financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to buy, not telling you guys to sell, nothing like that. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on some of the stories and some of the news. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, Sofi, rough day today. Over the past month, you know, things are overall pretty flat, down 5%, but that's obviously including a downward movement of 6% today. So, you know, things have started to calm down. There is a lot less volatility than, say, you know, your year-to-date graph, but still overall down almost 42% year-to-date. This is just over 3 months. Been a rough start to 2022 for Sofi. But overall, some of the bad news and maybe why Sofi is going down a little bit today was this. The fact that breaking news, you know, a couple hours ago today, that Biden the Biden administration is expected to extend the student loan pause yet again this week. So, you know, this isn't great news for Sofi. There were some reports and stuff coming out, and there were some statements coming out that Sofi and maybe other people in the financial industry were expecting May 1st to be the final extension. They were expecting this to be the official lifting of the student debt moratorium, and this was going to be when people, one, started paying back their student loan debt, and hey, Sofi is going to be able to make some money that way, but also people began looking at refinancing their student loan debt yet again, since they actually have to start paying it now, and their interest rates and stuff are actually going to matter, and then that would also allow Sofi to bring in some extra revenue on top of that. But obviously it looks like that is not happening again. Now, hey, like the top comment says here, you know, I believe this suspension began in March 2020, so I'd imagine at this point the devaluation is baked in, but at the same time, I think some of it maybe wasn't baked in or maybe not priced in, because it really seemed to a lot of people like, hey, this was going to be the final extension, that there was not going to be any more. So, I'm sure kind of annoying for Sofi. We've already heard from Sofi. We've already heard from Anthony Noto that they obviously care. They want the student loan debt, you know, moratorium to be lifted. They want people to start paying again. They want to start being able to refinance again. They do think that some student loan debt should be forgiven. But they have also said that this is not make or break for them. They are not kind of relying on any of this money, any of this revenue, anything coming in. They are, you know, prepared for this thing to get delayed as many times as possible. So I do like that Sofi, you know, is at least understanding that they have no control over this, and they need to prepare for the worst, and it seems like they're doing that. But yes, in the short term, this definitely isn't a great thing for the company. It's definitely not a great thing for the stock price. I don't think it's why we're down 7% almost today, but I think it's a factor. It definitely could be a reason why we're down some amount of percentage points today. But as far as good news goes, some very, very, very good news. I think this is really exciting. This is something that I personally really like, and honestly would personally make me consider switching over to SoFi and using them, for my like checking accounts and stuff. I haven't done that yet, but this is making me think about it, and I think that's a great sign. Obviously, I love investing and putting my money into things that I would believe in personally and would love to use personally, because then it's easier to tell that story and make that story make sense for a ton of other people as well, and that's when businesses really start making a lot of money. So the best just got better. SoFi announces 1.25% APY for direct deposit members. This is something that they were already doing. SoFi was already offering a best-in-class 1% APY. Again, this is really good. SoFi will offer a 0.7% APY for those looking for a high-yield opportunity without direct deposit. SoFi checking and savings also allow members to earn these increased rates on all their money with SoFi checking and savings with no limits or balance caps to earn the interest. This is the latest in a series of improvements SoFi has launched to provide better banking for their members, which also included no-fee crypto purchases via direct deposit, zero account or overdraft fees, no minimum balance, no limits on transfers between checking and saving, up to 2-day early paychecks, and fee-free ATM access via the All-Point network. So I mean, this is super cool. This is for savings and checking. 1.25% annual percentage yield for all members who use direct deposit. I mean, again, like they said, they were already a best in industry 1%, bumping that up to 1.25%. Again, this probably it's not a coincidence. This is coinciding with interest rates being raised and stuff like that. And if the interest rates, federal interest rates and stuff continue to be increased, maybe SoFi will continue to keep bumping up their own APY and their own interest rates and stuff on their checking and saving accounts. I think that'd be very cool. But either way, the fact that there's hardly anyone out there doing this for savings accounts, let alone checking accounts. And the fact that SoFi is increasing these rates, I think that's something that could get people to take their money out of traditional financial institutions and put it in SoFi, because this is best in class. This is something that makes SoFi stand out very significantly, and I think it's something that people are really going to love, and I love the move they made here. We have this CEO of Galileo, Derek White, on how SoFi will become the center of the financial universe, and he was on an interesting podcast from CEO of Galileo, Derek White, on how SoFi will become center of the financial universe. Thought that was really cool. This is definitely something to check out. Getting to hear such a powerful, high-ranking guy, talk first of all very well about SoFi. Obviously, Galileo and SoFi together, SoFi owning that company, he's going to be saying a lot of good things, but it also is probably interesting to hear, his perspective, his thoughts, and his mindset on a lot of the things going on, because obviously the different companies under SoFi, like Galileo, like Technesis, all these different offerings and companies and assets under SoFi, I think are really underrated, really misunderstood, and what SoFi is trying to do is maybe even a little bit misunderstood. So getting to hear high level things from a guy like that, I think is really cool, and this is out there if you guys are interested in that. SoFi Banking, since February 24th, there has been a 27% increase in direct deposits and a 34% increase in total balances from direct deposit members. And this comes from the SoFi press release announcing their new 1.25% interest rate. So obviously this is a great sign. They are using these interest rates for direct deposit, and they're getting an increase in direct deposits and an increase in overall total balances from direct deposit members. That is a great sign. Like I said, this interest rate stuff is a big deal. Them increasing it is going to be an even bigger deal. Look out. I think it's going to be really cool. We also got another buy rating from SoFi. SoFi is assigned a buy rating with the price target of $13 from a new research firm that came out today. And this is, very cool to see, obviously. SoFi, we know, currently sitting at $9.12. And I know historically we've seen buy targets for SoFi at like $15 price target, $18, $20, $22, $25. But you got to remember, SoFi is at $9 right now. So if in 12 to 18 months, if it gets to $13, $12, whatever the price target was, $13, that's a very good return. You're talking a very significant return. I don't know, 40% returns or something like that. That is something that all investors would take over a 12 to 18 month time span. So yes, $13 does seem kind of low as a price target, but again, you got to keep in mind we are at $9 now, so we have to adjust our kind of expectations accordingly. We also have this, the fact that Cash App data has been compromised. People are saying it's maybe a good thing, thing. Obviously, there's somewhat a competitor to SoFi in the same space, whatever. But it's also a cautionary tale, and in some ways could be a bad thing for SoFi. You know, seeing another kind of fintech company app, whatever, go through something like this. But talks about how at Cash App we take your security and privacy seriously. Our security team recently determined that a former employee downloaded certain Cash App investing reports that contained some customer information while this employee had regular access to these reports as part of their past job responsibilities. In this instance, these reports were accessed without permission after their employment ended. So kind of a weird, crazy story going on. I don't think this is going to make people like jump ship from Cash App and come over to SoFi or anything like that. Overall, I think it might be a net bad look for the entire fintech space. But again, just something that's out there right now that people are kind of talking about that I wanted to share with you guys at least. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.